Hey, it's Mike. Listen, I had a buddy from work back in the days. My job right before I got into roofing, it was a telemarketing job. We sold animated Bible videos made by the people that used to make Disney films by phone, and we call people up and sell them these videos. They were expensive too, like 29 bucks a video. But my buddy from work, his name was Chris Simpson. We would talk in between phone calls, and he was hilarious. He always kept me rolling. He could do imitations of Martin Luther King Jr., so he'd call people and he'd use these imitations to talk to them. It'd freak them all the way out. We had to do something to pass the time. Telemarketing is it's such a beatdown. If you've ever worked in telemarketing, you know what I mean. So we were talking one day, and he said that he was a musician. I said, hey, I'm a musician too. I play a little bass, little keyboards. He said, yeah, I sing a little. And the thought struck me that maybe I should invite Chris to come sing at my church. And so I said, hey Chris, why don't you come sing at my church this next Sunday? He said, yeah, I'd love to, man. What time does your service start? I said, 10 o'clock. So I left work and went a day or two. I didn't tell the pastor, my father-in-law. We started the church. I helped him pioneer the church. And I said, hey, I got a buddy from work that's going to come and sing. He said, well, great, Mike. Have you ever heard him sing before? I said, no, never heard him sing before. Well, is he any good? I said, I think so. I don't know. So Sunday morning came, 10 o'clock, and I'm looking for Chris. He's not anywhere. 10:30 rolls around, 10:45 rolls around. Finally, about 11 o'clock, my friend Chris, he's not a tall guy, but he's a big black dude. He comes walking in, smooth, comes walking in like nothing's wrong. And I motioned to him, come on, man. So he comes up on the platform and sits down beside me, and he hands me his tape. It's a little homemade tape that he'd made with with his background music. So I run it back to the sound booth, and they stick it in, and I'm nervous. I'm like, well, I don't know if this guy can sing or not. This little homemade tape, he can't even show up for church on time. So the pastor introduces Chris. He grabs the microphone. They start the tape. And I mean, you probably guessed the story by now. Chris blows it out. He's one of the most amazing singers I've ever heard in my whole entire life. The dude sounded like angels singing. And it wasn't until after the service that I found out Chris was big time. He traveled with Kirk Franklin, had his own choir. I mean, he was a huge dude. Big time. But I'd like to say, that I knew that before I invited him to church. I didn't. I just had a good feeling about Chris. And we had good times, and we'd always talk to each other. Chris, one day we're going to get out of this telemarketing room. Someday we're actually going to get out and do something with our lives. Chris would say, yeah, man, we're going to get out. I'll pray for you. You pray for me. Let's try to get out of this thing. And we did get out. We did get out. It took a little more time than I wanted, but we finally got out. I got into roofing, and he went on and did some other things, and we had his choir come back and sing at our church several times. I lost touch with Chris. And it wasn't a long time before I heard from him again, and the news I heard was sad. It was on this day, several years ago, Chris lost his life. He'd been walking with his son, and an out-of-control car came and swerved towards him. He went and grabbed his son, got him out of the way, but he got hit, lost his leg, and eventually lost his life. This is the day after my anniversary. I think about Chris all the time, because I remember him saying, Mike, one of these days we're going to get out of here. And we got out. Listen, if you're doing part-time right now and you're in a job that you really don't like and you want to get out, I'm going to give you the same hope Chris gave me. One of these days, you're going to get out of there. Keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep doing everything within your power to get better, create more value for yourself. One of these days, you're going to get out of there. All right, this is Mike. Make it a great day.